Bitcoin to $200,000? This one signal just flashed, and it has never been wrong. In today's episode on JRNY TV, we're talking about the Bitcoin Golden Cross, a powerful technical indicator that has triggered just a few times in Bitcoin's history, and every single time it has led to massive gains. This is the moment every serious investor watches for, because when Bitcoin's short-term moving average crosses above its long-term moving average, it's like lighting a match in a full room of gasoline. But don't get it confused. This is not just hype. Golden crosses have a proven track record of sending Bitcoin on explosive rallies, not minimal ones. In previous cycles, we've seen Bitcoin double, triple, or even 5x at the signal that just appeared. And right now, it's happening again. As of today, Bitcoin is trading around $101,000, reflecting a 4.83% increase from the previous close, just as this bullish signal has triggered. Why is this important? Well, because a golden cross isn't just a chart pattern, it's a psychological trigger. It flips market sentiment from fear to greed, pulling in traders, funds, and even institutional buyers who want to front run the wave. And this time, with macro conditions improving and liquidity returning, the upside, it could be even bigger. What should you do? Well, start by paying close attention. Keep a keen eye on Bitcoin's price action, trading volumes, and market sentiment. This is the early stage of a potentially massive move, but timing, it's everything. Don't be the one who watches it happen. Be the one who saw it coming. Historic data about Golden Cross and Bitcoin price movement. To understand why the Bitcoin Golden Cross is such a big deal, let's take a look at that good old data. Historically, this pattern has been one of the most reliable bullish signals in Bitcoin's price history. It's not just some technical jargon. This signal has marked the beginning of massive bull runs in the past. The Golden Cross, well, that just so happens to be when the 50-day moving average crosses above the 200-day moving average. It is rare, incredibly rare, but when it hits, the results have been explosive. Let's break down those numbers. 2020 Golden Cross. On May 22nd of 2020, Bitcoin's 50-day moving average crossed above that 200-day moving average. Following this signal, Bitcoin's price surged from approximately $9,000 to an all-time high of, ready for it, $69,000 in November of 2021, marking a remarkable 700% increase over 18 months. 2023 Golden Cross. In October of 2023, another Golden Cross occurred. Subsequently, Bitcoin's value doubled, reaching new all-time highs of nearly $74,000 by mid-March of 2024. 2024 Golden Cross. In November of 2024, Bitcoin formed a Golden Cross, which was followed by a substantial rally, hitting the current all-time high of $109,000. Why are these details important? Well, for starters, the Golden Cross has historically been a reliable indicator of bullish momentum in Bitcoin's price. Every single occurrence has preceded significant uptrends, suggesting that the current signal could in fact sustain another substantial rally. So what should you be doing right now? Monitor Bitcoin's price movements, and closely. While the Golden Cross is a strong bullish indicator, it's essential to consider the market factors and conduct thorough research. Do your own research before making investment decisions. Staying informed and vigilant can and will help you capitalize on potential opportunities throughout that market. Fear is clearing and the markets are looking up. Let's talk about that good old market sentiment, because right now it's doing some stuff that we haven't seen in a long time. After a brutal 2022 and a volatile 2023, to say the least, we are starting to see a clear sign that the worst may be behind us. The Fear and Greed Index, which tracks market sentiment, it has steadily climbed out of the extreme fear zone and into neutral territory. And in a space where emotions drive price more than almost anything else, that is a massive signal. The shift is more than just a mood swing. It's a change in market psychology. And when fear dominates, investors panic sell. Retail traders avoid risk, and liquidity, it dries up. But when the fear fades, the opposite happens. Money starts flowing back in, speculative assets recover, and opportunities, they just reappear. We're seeing this play out in real time. Bitcoin is climbing, altcoins are waking up, and NFT volumes, they are absolutely picking up. The panic is fading, and the accumulation phase is quietly but surely setting in. If you're listening to this right now, it is your cue to prepare. Pay attention to the assets that are waking up first, because they're often the leaders of the next rally. This is the window when smart investors position themselves quietly, while the majority, they're still stuck in disbelief. Fear is clearing, momentum is building, and if you're early, you are ahead. Strategies, recent Bitcoin acquisition, and vision. Okay, so it's not just shifting market sentiment and optimism that are signaling a potential Bitcoin explosion. The big buyers, they're making their moves too. And nobody is stacking harder right now than Strategy, led by the one and only Michael Saylor. As the fear fades and confidence continues to return, Strategy has wasted no time at all in expanding its Bitcoin treasury. Doubling down on a bet, it has become the company's defining strategy. Just in the few past weeks alone, Strategy has acquired 15,355 Bitcoin for approximately $1.42 billion with a B in cash, paying an average of $92,737 per Bitcoin. And they didn't stop there. Days later, they picked up 1,895 more Bitcoin for another $180 million, bringing their total hold holdings to an eye-popping 555,450 Bitcoin, more than any other publicly traded company in the world. But what's even more telling is how they're funding these buys, not with profits from operations, but with proceeds from common and preferred stock offerings, including a massive $21 billion with a B at the market equity offering. This is not some short-term trade. This is a long-term, high-conviction strategy. And Saylor, he has made it clear that he sees Bitcoin as a superior store of value, a universal, perpetual, profitable merger partner for any company on earth. And he's putting his money where his mouth is. This is about more than price action. It's about positioning for a future where Bitcoin is the bedrock of corporate and national balance sheets. So why should you care? Because when a publicly traded company makes moves like this, it's not just a bet, it is a signal. It shows that even in a world of rising rates, corporate treasuries, they see Bitcoin as a better option than cash. And when one player starts buying big, the others, they tend to follow. So if you're listening to this, take a lesson from strategy. Do not wait for headlines to tell you it is time to buy. By then, the big players have already moved on. Follow the smart money and position yourself in before the herd catches on. Governments and institutions are preparing to accumulate. It's not just retail investors and crypto enthusiasts everywhere that are watching Bitcoin's every move. It's the big players too. And we're not just talking about hedge funds and billionaires. We are in fact talking about governments and institutions, both of which are making major moves to accumulate Bitcoin right now. Let's start with the institutions. Just in the past few weeks, BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust has seen massive inflows, pushing its total assets under management to nearly $58.68 billion. And that's not just big, it is historic. This makes IBIT the largest Bitcoin ETF on the planet. And right behind them, the one and only Fidelity's Wise Origin. A Bitcoin fund now holds over 198,000 Bitcoin, valued at nearly $19.7 billion. Even Morgan Stanley, they have quietly ramped up their exposure, disclosing over $272 million in Bitcoin ETF holdings. Nobody wants to be left out. But it's not just private companies that are getting in. Governments, they're making big moves as well. The United States has been building a strategic Bitcoin reserve under a new executive order signed by Trump, leveraging its existing crypto holdings, estimated to be over 200,000 Bitcoin, to help build a federal reserve of digital currency. This isn't just about technology, it's about positioning for the future of money. Meanwhile, El Salvador continues to stack that Bitcoin, maintaining a reserve of around 6,103 Bitcoin as part of its plan to integrate Bitcoin into its national economy. And even the small nation of Bhutan has shocked the world by quietly amassing 12,578 Bitcoin, largely through state-backed Bitcoin mining. And that's a big deal. What should you take away from this? You should start by understanding that smart money is already here. They are positioning themselves before the next big bull run is kicking off. And if you're waiting for the mainstream news to confirm that Bitcoin is in a bull market, you're already late. The big players, they don't wait. They accumulate quietly in the bear markets. And by the time that the headlines hit, the easy gains are gone. Historic bull market peak shows market should be peaking by the end of the year. If history is any guide whatsoever, Bitcoin, it may be gearing up for another explosive rally by the end of the year. Historically, Bitcoin's biggest bull runs have always peaked in the final quarter. 2013 saw Bitcoin rise from just over $100 to nearly $1,200 in December. In 2017, it surged to $20,000 again, peaking in December. Even in 2021, Bitcoin hit an all-time high of $69,000 in early November. And this consistent pattern suggests that Q4 is Bitcoin's prime time. What's different this time is the perfect alignment of bullish factors. We have a golden cross signaling a major uptrend, institutional giants like BlackRock and Strategy, just to name a few, all loading up, and even governments, they're quietly accumulating. The market sentiment has shifted from fear to optimism, creating the conditions for a full-scale bull run. And as these major players position themselves, retail is still waking up, giving early movers a rare opportunity to front run the next wave. So what should you be doing right now? The clock, it is ticking, tick-tock. Bull markets don't wait for headlines to confirm them. They explode when the smart money is already locked in. If you've been waiting on the sidelines, this is your wake-up call. Keep your eyes on the price action, monitor the sentiment, and be prepared to act. Because if this is the start of another parabolic run, those who position early will see the biggest gains. The perfect storm for Bitcoin. So, is Bitcoin heading to $200,000? If the signals are right, we may be on the verge of another historic rally. The golden cross is flashing, strategy is buying billions, governments are stacking, and the biggest names in finance are quietly building their positions. If you're watching this, understand one thing: smart money, it's never late. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to JRNY TV, and ring that bell so you never miss our next update. Are you buying Bitcoin before the next leg up? Please drop your thoughts in the comments below. We would love to hear your take. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay early, stay sharp, and we will see you in the next one.